Hey guys, welcome to Selenium with CHAS training session 11. In this session, you will get to know what is implicit and explicit wait in Selenium WebDriver. So what is wait and why we need to implement different wait in our test script whatever we are developing with the help of Selenium WebDriver and CHAS. So in some of the circumstances you will see you already developed 20 test cases, suppose say, and whenever you are running those test cases, sometimes those test cases are getting failed in the real time, and whenever you are analyzing your result you will find that this is not the actual failed, means this is not failure because of some defect, but this is the test case is getting failed because of some synchronization issue. Then what is synchronization issue? It means that sometimes the page is taking more than 30 seconds or 1 minute time to load it completely, and definitely in your script you did not given some code for waiting, right? So that is the reason it is not waiting that much time and it is trying to execute to the next step, and because the page is not fully loaded, so your script is getting failed. So most of the failures can happen due to the synchronization issue. So to avoid this thing, we should use some sort of wait. It can be implicit wait, explicit wait. There are a lot of things we can use. So we will get to know one by one in today's session. So there are certain scenario where the test script is trying to perform an operation on an element that is not loaded or not visible, and the test ends up failing due to this. This happens as the web element on the page loaded dynamically via Ajax and JavaScript or any other front-end framework. To tackle this issue, user need to wait, which is one of the most important and widely used command in Selenium test automation. It helps user to provide sample wait or pause time in our script execution, thereby ensuring that our script don't fail while performing automation testing with Selenium. The front end of most of the web applications are built on JavaScript or Ajax using frameworks such as React, Angular or other that take a certain time for the web element to load entirely on the browser. When Selenium comes across operation on web elements that are still loading, it will throw the element not visible exception. So Selenium wait can resolve some problem. Though element might load after some times, but you are not waiting for that time, right? And your script is trying to identify the element and after that trying to perform the operation. So in case load is not happen, right? So it will throw element not visible exception. So you already seen one of the waiting mechanism, right, which is thread.sleep, where you are stopping your code to wait for that time, maybe 3 seconds, 5 seconds, right? You are giving thread.sleep 5000 milliseconds, so that your script will wait for 5 seconds. But it is a fixed wait, right? In case your operation is successful in a 1 second, right? But your script will still wait for 10 seconds, whatever wait time you are giving. But that kind of wait we should not use in our real-time framework. Otherwise, your script execution will be taking much time. So that is the reason instead of any kind of hard coding wait, we should go for the dynamic wait, right? In Selenium, you will find implicit and explicit wait as well as the fluent wait, right? As well as different sort of waits you will find. So in the upcoming session, I will cover the other remaining wait. But in today's session, you will definitely get to know what is implicit and explicit wait all about. So implicit wait are used to provide a default waiting time between each consecutive test step or command across the entire test script. Thus, the subsequent test step would only execute when that have elapsed after the executing the previous test step or command. The default setting is 0. Once user set the time, WebDriver will wait for that time before throwing an exception. So what will happen in the implicit wait? You will be giving the wait time at the operational level or at the page level. So until that time is getting elapsed, it will not throw that no such element has been exception error. So definitely it will try to wait for the time, after that it will throw the error, but it will not stop you to wait for the time. In case you are giving some implicit wait, suppose 30 seconds, and your element is visible or the page is loaded in 10 seconds, so it will perform the operation in 10 seconds and it will not wait for the remaining 20 seconds. That is the beauty of this kind of wait, right? So once user set the time, WebDriver will wait for that time before throwing any exception. Implicit wait in Selenium does not wait for the complete time duration. Implicit wait in Selenium also referred as dynamic wait. If the particular element is located before the expiry of the specific duration, it proceeds to execute the next line of code in the implementation. If the particular web element is not located within the time duration whatever you are giving, element not visible or no such element exception will be raised, right? Hence, implicit wait in Selenium tells the user that Selenium WebDriver to wait for a particular time duration, right, passed as in the parameter before the exception has been raised. So this is the syntax, right? Driver.manage.timeout.implicit wait equal to type span. You can give in second, from.second or from.minute or whatever. I mean, kind of thing you want to give it, right? In second format, minute format, hour format, right? So explicit wait is used to pause the execution until the time a particular condition is met or the maximum time has been elapsed. So implicit wait, you are giving the total timeout at your kind of test case level or your script level or a particular page level, right? But definitely every time we do not give the implicit wait at the page level. Instead of that, we can suppose in page there are 100 elements, but definitely you are not performing the operation for 100 elements. Sometimes only you need to perform the operation for only one element, right? So you can go for the explicit wait where you can predominantly give the condition for that element. In case the element is visible, element is kind of enabled, and you are able to perform the operation of the element, then you can proceed to the next step, right? So here in that case, instead of implicit wait, you can go for the explicit wait where you can give the condition for a particular web element, right? So explicit wait are applied for a particular instance only. Explicit wait gives better options than of the implicit wait, as it waits for a dynamically loaded Ajax element. So this is the syntax, right? We need to create an object or instance with the help of WebDriverWait, right? And where we can give the timeout, right? Time span. And after that, with that particular object or instance, you can perform the different operation. Like you can wait until the particular element is visible, or particular element is displayed, or some sort of UI is displayed, some sort of field is enabled, or some sort of kind of different header, right? So suppose the title, you can wait for different condition, and definitely you can go for to implement your explicit wait. So what is the usage of explicit wait and implicit wait? So implicit wait I already told, right? It can be given for a particular test case level or your script level, but explicit wait you can give, right, if you want to identify a particular web element or multiple web element or web page title or URL, particular web element visibility status, or if you want to interact with the frame. These are the different conditions where you can use explicit wait, right? Then now let's try to understand how we can implement the implicit and explicit wait in the runtime code. So here I already created the Selenium WebDriver tutorial project, and this is the start point class. So we are trying to open an web page called Reddit login page, where we are creating the object or instance for the iWebDriver interface and the Chrome driver class. I am maximizing it. I want to navigate to the URL. In case that URL is not loading in some sort of time, right, we can give some implicit wait before throwing in any kind of error. In case we want to identify some element, right? Suppose say I want to identify that element. If you go to the web page, I want to click on that element, forgot password. But definitely whenever the page will be loaded, it might take suppose 30-second time, right? Sometimes in case at the page level, if you are not giving any wait, so it might throw the error that the element is not visible, right? So I want to interact with that element. Driver dot find element, right? I want to find element, suppose if I link text. So I want to identify one element which is the that forgot password. So that will be the link and with that link I can identify the element, right? So let's take the text here only. Okay, so with this text I can identify the element. Okay, and this is the link, I can perform the operation called click. Okay, so say that particular element or particular page is not visible within some sort of time, so it will definitely throw that error that no such element found or element not present, right? This is the element it will throw. Okay, element not visible or no such element exception will be raised, right? Then how we can handle it? So I can give some timeout which will be implicit time at the page level. So how I will give the implicit timeout? So I need to use the driver object or instance, whatever we are creating. Right? Driver dot, already mentioned here, driver dot manage, right? Dot timeout. Okay, you can see timeouts I can give, right? Dot implicit wait. Dot implicit wait. So that is the simple thing you can use. Here you can give, right, the equal to sign and equal to give time span. Okay, you can see the time span from second, right, like that. You can press tab to accept it. So I will be accepting it, time span, and another tab to accept it, right? So that's why I can give the implicit wait, so that whenever I am trying to perform the next operation, so it will wait for maximum, that suppose in case I am giving is 40 seconds, right? So it will wait for 40 seconds before throwing the no such element or the exception. So that is the beauty. So it will be in the page level. So in case you are trying to add some more test script right here, some more operations of some other element, right, it will still the same for all the page or whatever you are trying to operate, right? You are trying to navigate. So for all the pages, right, you will definitely wait for that 40 seconds time before throwing any kind of exception. That's why in case your page is not loaded, right, within that time, then it will throw the exception, but definitely it will try to wait for 40 seconds. But in case your page is visible in 5 seconds, it will definitely complete the that particular stuff by 5 seconds without waiting for the 40 seconds. So that is the reason that is called dynamic wait, not any kind of fixed wait like thread.sleep. Okay. Now if you try to execute a test case, you can see definitely in case your execution is happening in 20 seconds, it will definitely try to execute to 20 seconds. But in case it is taking more than 40 seconds, whatever you are giving, right, it will throw the error that no such element has been identified or element is not visible. So it will try to launch the Chrome browser, maximize the browser, and definitely it will try to load the page, and it will go for that web identification. It will click the operation, right? So in case it is going for the 5 seconds, so definitely it will not wait for 40 seconds. So that is the beauty of dynamic implicit wait. But it is at the page level. It will completely load. I mean, at that particular test level, right? So every time it will wait for the maximum time. So that is the another drawback. Sometimes we do not use the implicit wait. So that is the reason we can use the explicit wait, where it will be only specific to a particular condition, specific to a particular element visibility or some sort of page title visibility like that, right? So let's comment out this code wherever we are trying to do the implicit wait, and let's say we'll go for the explicit wait. Then how we can implement the explicit wait? So we have to create an object or instance with the help of WebDriverWait, right? That one. Okay, WebDriverWait. We will be creating WebDriverWait object. WebDriverWait. You can see that is coming, and I can create an object or instance for the WebDriverWait, where I will be creating new WebDriverWait. Here I can give the driver instance, right, comma, you can see the time span dot timeout, right? I can give the time span dot timeout, time span and dot timeout. Here I can give, right, accept it here. So that's why I can create a object or instance for the WebDriverWait class. Okay. So here I can give suppose say 30 seconds. So I will wait maximum 30 seconds for a particular element visibility. Okay. That's why I already created the object or instance. Then if I suppose say I already written 20 lines of code or 100 lines of code, right? And in case suppose say for a particular element the exception is coming called no such element exception or element not visible exception, right? It will throw the error. But definitely I don't want to stop, right, my remaining lines of code in case it is associated with other test case or test step, right? So definitely I can use some sort of handle the exceptions with the help of exception. No need to worry. Definitely I will be creating another session for how to handle the exception. But here you can still handle the exception in case any kind of exception is coming, so that your remaining lines of code will be executed. So you can use that wait object or instance whatever you created. You can use the ignore exception type, right? So that's why you can use the exceptions. Ignore exception type. You can keep the parameter here, right? Okay. So ignore exception types. I can use it, and here I will be calling it type of. Okay. Sorry. Ignore exception types. I need to give the bracket here, and it will be type of. Okay. What are the different type it will be here? Type of, here I can give the exception name. So what is my exceptions? No such element exception. If you want to 1 second, type of, I need to give bracket here, and it will be no such element exception, right? You can see the color got changed here, right? Similar way I can give multiple exception, suppose say type of whatever exception I want to handle here, right? Here I can give another exception called element not visible exception. Element, you can see here, element not selectable, element not visible, whatever exception you want to handle it, right? Those kind of exception you can still handle. Then I can give another bracket here. So if you want to handle multiple exception, you can handle it through that way. Okay. So wait, ignored exception time, that is the exception type will ignored. Type of, what is the type of exception, you can give that way, comma separated multiple exception. Okay. So this kind of exception will be handled here in case some sort of exception still occurred, right? This is the exception, element no such element exception and element not visible exception. Then suppose say I want to, right, particular check that some sort of element is displayed or not, right? Then how I will call that that functions or method. So definitely I have to create a functions or method. So I will be showing you two different approach how to create a functions or method and how to call this method, right? So once you need to use that function, okay, this is the way you can use create a function. So if you NC, you can see iWebDriver Boolean predictive, you can see here this suggestion is coming here. So you can press tab here to implement it, right? So iWebDriver Boolean, in case it is Boolean one, in case it is string, in case it is integer, you can change it. Here you can create the method or function whatever you want to create. Suppose I want to create the method called wait for element. So that element will be, I will wait for that one, right? And here you can associate that functions. That is the one way. So I will be using same way just for creating the functions here. So I will be using new keyword. So I no need to give the bracket here in case I will be using that one. So here new functions, it will be again, it will be iWebDriver then Boolean, right? And I need to close it with that one. So here I will be creating a object here called iWebDriver suppose say web. I can create a object, right? And here I need to give equal to sign, equal to, and that sign you need to give it. So that is the one way you can create an object or instance. Here you can end with that functions method, right? So functions I will be creating, what is the function name? Wait for element, right? So that is the way functions WebDriver, that type will be Boolean. I will change it accordingly based on my requirement. And here I am creating another variable called for the iWebDriver. Instead of driver, I want to create another new one, web. Okay, I can still create for that one, otherwise it will confuse. So that is the reason I want to create a new one. Okay. Here I will be creating that element I want to check, right? That element is being displayed or not. So I will be creating element here. iWeb element. Web element. Suppose say web element I am creating equal to that one. So that element I am storing in that variable called element, right? Then I will give some condition, if condition, right? So I will be giving some if condition if that element dot displayed, right? You can see if you press that element you will be getting lot of properties. If the element is displayed, visible, or find element, all this stuff you can use here. So I will be using the displayed. If the element is displayed, right, then what will happen? I want to click the element, right? So I will be clicking the element dot click, right? I want to click the element, and definitely I want to return something in the console as well, right? So what is my console dot write line? I can print some console in case my element is displayed, so that I will click the element, and here I want to write something in the console that forgot password link is visible and clicked, right? Definitely. So in case it is visible, displayed only, I am trying to click. So that is the thing I want to print in the console. So it will give me return equal to true. It will return me true. Okay. And it's if one, so I can use some of the other condition here. So in case it is not matched, it will return false. In case that is not visible, it will return false. Okay. So that's why I can create a method. And definitely I am creating a method, so that bracket is already there, and I need to close it. Why I need to close it? You can see here, right? This is the one part I did not close it, so I need to close it here, right? So here two bracket, but I have closed only one, so that is the another bracket. I need to close it here. That's why I can create an object or instance. Sorry, I can create a functions or method, right? So whatever we are doing first, we are trying to create an object or instance for the WebDriverWait class, right? Where I am giving the some time span, maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, or whatever you want to give. That is the maximum time it will wait before throwing that any kind of exceptions called NoSuchElementException or ElementNotVisibleException. Then if you want to handle those exceptions, you can use that particular web object or a variable whatever created. You can use ignore exception time. You can give all the exception time by comma separated, so that the exception will be handled. You are creating a method, right, where it will give it true or false. So definitely it will be WebDriver interface you are creating, you are using, and this is the type will be boolean because you want to return it true or false. You are creating the method called wait for element, right? And here I will be creating a new variables, right, called WebDriverWait. Okay. Okay. So here, sorry, it will be not driver. It will be wave here, not driver. It will be that wave, because whatever variable you have created, right, for the WebDriver. Otherwise it will not work. Okay. So that is the variable I am created, because same WebDriver I am using, but instead of driver I want to create a new variable called wave, and then I want to store the web element reference into the element variable. So I am using that WebDriver reference, and then 5 element by links. I want to check whether the forgot link is visible, right? So definitely I want to take the properties of this element in the element variable. Now I am checking in the if condition that in case it is displayed, the element will be clicked, and that is the content will be printed in the console. Forget password, definitely link is visible and click. That is the reason it will give me true. In case it is not visible at all, not displayed at all, it will give me true, false, right? Then this is the method I have created. Now what can I do with the help of wait object? I can call that method wait dot until. I will be calling that method wait dot until, and here I need to give that variable name, right? Sorry, that method name, right? You can see that wait for element method is coming now. So that's why my code will be complete for the wait. You can see no much error is there, right? So this is the one important way you can create the method, right, for use handling the implicit wait for a particular element, right? So still I am rewriting the code. So I'll be definitely trying to create an object for instance for the WebDriverWait class. I want to handle all the exceptions. Here I am creating a function called wait for element. So I want to give return true or false. So that is the return type is boolean. I will be using the WebDriver interface. Here I am creating an object for instance for the WebDriver interface called wave, and with that particular wave I want to store a element properties called forget link in the element variable, and after that I want to check whether that element is displayed. In case it is displayed, I will be clicking on that element and I will be trying to print something in the consoles, otherwise it will return me false. In case it is working, then I want to in the next lines of code I want to call that function or method, right? It will wait until that element method is getting called. So that's why I can handle the implicit wait. Let's try to run the code now and let's see whether it will wait for 30 seconds until that forgot password link is visible, and in case it is visible within 30 seconds, definitely it will try to click on that element. So that's why you can handle the implicit wait. This is the one type. Another type I will be showing you. You can see the element is visible, so maximum timeout it will wait for 30 seconds, but in case it is visible within 5-10 seconds, so it will be clicking on the operation, right? It will maximum timeout you are giving, but in case operation is successful before that, so it will that action will be happen. It will not wait for the time. Okay, now you can see here, right, that part is also getting printed out in the console. Forget password link is visible and clicks, right? In case you want to check whether it's true, so that condition is also getting checked. So that is the one way, right? Now let's comment out these lines of code. I will create another one, right, where definitely I can create another method for with another approach, and I can definitely check whether that your WebDriver implicit wait is working properly or not. So here I already check for one object element, right, visibility, right? Another way I can create an object for instance, right? So suppose the same way I will take that one. Okay, I will be creating another method called wait for title, right? I will wait for some title of the page. Suppose say I am opening that web page, ready page, and here I will be waiting for title. So instead of that new functions again I am using, I will be create the method in another way. Okay, so that is the another way I can create a method here. So it will be functions, WebDriver interface I will be using, and return type I will be changing it now. So let's create a variable here. So variable name will be x. So I can give it called x, and similar way I will be using the equal to sign and that operator. Here I can give some condition, right? If that is the variable I am declaring, now I am using if that variable, whatever variable I am using, dot title, right, of the page. Here I need to give if x dot title. Okay, here I need to give okay, let's go for that method first. So function WebDriver, here I need to change it to string. Okay, so that string I need to change it, sorry, string. Okay, here as it will be string, so it will be returning string. Okay, returns x, and now I can give some condition here in the okay, so function, this is the function wait for title. I have given the bracket here, so I will be starting with another bracket. I am giving the condition called return x equal to operator if x. Okay, so it will be small x only. Okay, that's fine then. Now x dot title, you can see here coming, right? X dot title, if the titles dot contents, right? Whatever operation you are kind is, if you want to contents or other way, suppose if title contents, now as and when you are opening the Facebook page, sorry, Rediff page, right? What is the title is containing? Rediff mail. So I want to check in the titles contents Rediff mail, REDIFF mail with the F signs. If you do not give the mail also, it will still work, but I want to check whether in case your word is containing Rediff, right? Then what will happen? Then it will return X dot title, okay? Or else what will happen? It will return null, because it is string, so it will be default will be null, right? So that is the lines of code I want to use it here, and definitely I want to close that bracket, right? First bracket I need to close it, and then I need to end with semicolon here, okay? Now you can see it is working fine. Let's see. Okay, so I already created the method called wait for title, okay? Yeah, okay, functions, WebDriver, this is the string, return type will be string, return null, okay, I think that is fine. Then why the error message is coming? Okay, so you can see this is the because that whatever method I have created is still not used, so I need to use it right here. So I will be using with the help of wait object here. Okay, here some sort of error is there. Return X dot title here, otherwise it will return null. Okay, here wait dot until, and you can use and you can call your method, right? Whatever method you want to call it. So it will be wait for title. And definitely it is within the bracket, so I will be calling it. Okay, again another message is coming. Okay, here I need to give another close that one. So you can see error message gone. Okay, so I will be calling that method. Okay, so whatever line of code I have written it now, so I will be creating a functions, right? So definitely the same line of code will be there. I will be creating object for the WebDriverWait. I am waiting for sub-second. I can change it to suppose say 20 seconds, so it will wait for maximum 20 seconds. After that it will throw the error. In case I wait for 50 seconds, it will wait for maximum 50 seconds. And within that one, in case the element is not visible or something like that, it will throw the error, but your exception will be handled. Your remaining lines of code execution is not problem, right? So that is the another way I am creating a methods, right? The method name is wait for title, right? Here I am declaring that one, right? X, this is a variable, right? This is a definitely return type will be string only. So in case the variable dot title, right, contains that Rediff, so definitely that is the title. I will be getting it with the help of title method. In case it is giving you the matching with Rediff, so return X dot title, right? That means WebDriver.iWebDriver.title return. That is the variable I have called for the iWebDriver, right? Otherwise it return null. Now I can call it the method so that my wait will be handled here. Now if you want to print that one, right? Whatever title you want to get, if you want to print it, you can print it out, right? So that you can print it out. So here you need to use console dot, because it is return type, right? It's string, so you can get return it also in the console, right? Console dot write line, okay, you can return it. Okay, so now it is done here. Wait, another bracket I need to give it. Okay, no issue. So that definitely I am calling that method, and it will be definitely waiting for the title. In case it is working, right, then it will print out my title, and it is matching the title also. It is right, wait is working and my title is visible within the time, so I can definitely also click on that forgot password link, right? So how can I click on that link? So in case the condition is matching only, I can click on that link. So similar way I will be calling that method, right? Calling that, I am identifying this forget password link and I am clicking on that link. So that is the operation I can perform in case my wait is working fine with the help of that method I have created. So I am creating, once again I am last time elaborating it. I am creating the object or instance for the WebDriverWait class. I am waiting for 50 seconds. That is the maximum timeout I am giving with the help of WebDriverWait, which is the implicit wait. In case these are the different exception is occurred, it will handle the exceptions, and definitely in case if you are handling the exception, so your remaining line of code will also be executed in case of that particular script is getting failed for those exception, that will be handled. I am creating a method called WebDriverWait, right? Wait for title, that is the method name, and this is the WebDriver interface, right? So here I am creating the variable called x, and in case with the help of WebDriver interface, if the title is containing rediff, so it will give me x title of the page. Otherwise it will return me null, and I am returning in the string. So that is the reason it is returning the string. So now I can call that method, right? Whatever created I wait for title. So in case it is working fine, that called method will be successful and it will be working. And after that also I print that return type, right? What is return type? The x.title means I have the title, I can get it in the console. And in case my script is getting work perfectly and my timeout is getting handled, implicit timeout is getting handled, then I want to identify another element called forgot password, and then I want to click on that one, right? So that's why my script will work. Let's try to run the script and let's see what is happening. In case your title is not matching with rediff, so your script will fail, like return null, right? So that's why you can go for different kind of right method creation. You can go for particular element visibility, you can check whether element displayed, you can check with the title is getting matched, right? So that is the way. In case you can check whether this element is clickable, right? All this stuff you can verify, and you can see my script is getting executed, right? And that forgot password link is getting clicked before the timeout is happening, and here you can see this is the rediff mail is getting printed, right? This is the right title of the page. So that's way you can handle, right? You can use implicit and explicit wait. So I am again reiterating, implicit wait definitely in case you are working for a particular test case, right, or maybe 100 lines of code, right, you can use the implicit wait so that it will work as a generic way, right? And once you give the implicit timeout, definitely in case your operation is successful in 10 seconds, but if you given 30 seconds, within 10 seconds only you will be able to proceed to the next step. It will not wait for that complete time whatever you are giving. That is the reason it is called dynamic wait. And explicit wait will be used in case if you want to check for a particular condition, right? Title is present, title is visible, element is present, element displayed, element is clickable, like that. You can give that wait timeout also, and definitely it will wait for the timeout before throwing any kind of no such element or element not visible exception error. And definitely you can also handle those exceptions, right? And you can go for different way, right? You can create some multiple method or function. You can check that methods in your script, and definitely so that before throwing any kind of error or exception, right, it will you can handle those kind of, right, instead of hard coding anything. So, and before throwing any kind of exception, in case especially you are using any dynamically loaded page, right, with the help of Ajax or JavaScript or any other relevant framework, so you can definitely use the different kind of wait. One is the implicit wait, another the explicit wait. The remaining other wait, right, the how to use the fluent wait in case your that in one shot, right, your thing is not visible, you can wait for multiple times, right? So that is the thing I will cover in the upcoming session. So that's all for today's session, and thank you.